We can accept that one actually, because we're at the desired drift level that actually helps us. Perfect. That was actually a really useful failure. Okay. Task failed successfully. Okay, so we need to get 6 more data. We could do this one more time. The only way to go left is to do this one, actually. So we don't want to do any commands that produce any more drift. But every command that produces comms produces drift. Ah, that's irritating. Okay. That's really irritating, actually. Okay, that'll be all the comms we'll need. And then we just need... Actually, that's not all the comms we'll need. We'll need a bit more. That's okay, though. We can do that with this one. Okay, yeah. We just need a lot of resources in this. But yeah, we are going to continue to Mars, for sure, in for a couple of but I think that's where we will end it. Because I imagine that's going to be really, really complicated to do. Okay, so we need to fix the drift, and we need a bit more comms and a bit more nav. So we can do that, and that. That's all the resources we need. Then we get a bit of power. Then the last turn, we can do 3 and 2 with the extra power. Yeah, perfect, cool. But I think we were thinking about, especially because NASA is joining us, the UK Space Agency, and then ESA, once we've landed on the moon. We really, really wanted... Oh, that's too far. Oh, no, there we go. Perfect. That's what we need to do. We're thinking about doing an international Mars mission. I think that'd be a lot of fun. You're each launching different modules or different parts of it. So perhaps, one of us could send a rover beforehand and a habitat beforehand and do the whole mission. That'd be really cool. I'm quite excited for when NASA joins, actually. It's going to make things quite interesting. Because we've always wanted to sort of do collaborative stuff, make the most of the fact that it's a multiplayer series, but also we've always wanted to, keep the Cold War thing going. So adding Carnasa kind of lets us have our cake and eat it. So many people suggested it so many times. I was like, yeah, but how would that work? And then it was actually watching Carnasa's Kirby Gets Real the Next Millennium, where he starts with a certain level of technology and starts a little further into the game. And I was like, actually, you know what? I think we could balance this and have it work just fine. So that's what we're going to do. But yeah, that allows us to really lean into the Cold War, particularly after having seen For All Mankind Season 2, with military space shuttles and the like, and doing military missions in space. Not going into all-out war. Some people were like, oh my god, go to war! And it's like, yeah, if World War III erupted, it would be over in a few hours. Everyone would nuke everyone. I'm not going to go to war and realism overhaul. The series would end that episode, right? But let's just do military stuff, like really cool military space missions that were conceptualized but never actually happened, but also do collaborative stuff at the same time. As I said, have your cake and eat it. So we need to get to 10 drift. Thankfully the drift isn't varying, but we need to stay below 4 heat. Okay, I think the best way to start this is to use a bit more power, but then do that. And there we go. That gives us a lot of nav, which we can then use to get the other resources. Oh, we only need... we don't need that much data. And there's barely anything we can spend data on, so okay, we're not doing that. Our options for producing comms aren't great, though. I think if we do that once, then we can do this 3 times. That gives us all the comms we'll need, pretty much. And there's this one as well, which produces a decent amount of nav. But yeah, all of the options either use heat or they use a lot of power, which is a bit irritating. I think we'll figure it out, though. High payload reliability. Isn't it wonderful? If we can boost the payload reliability of the final mission, God knows I'm going to be boosting that to 99%. For sure. Okay, so that uses most of our excess heat. So let's do that and that. Yeah, we're just going to have to start using a lot of power because pretty much everything that produces a lot of navigation does use power. Unfortunately, power or heat. But we only have so much heat each turn. Oh, an additional 2 nav. Oh, wonderful. Okay. So we can do that again, and then this twice. And then recharge. Where does that leave us? We still need to fix that drift. We need to go 4 more to the right. So that means like that. But we need to fix the heat as well. So let's do that and maybe just do that one. And yeah, let's recharge twice. Okay, so that means next turn we can fix that drift and get enough comms. Yeah, cool. Okay, perfect. Wunderbar. Okay, so that's all the comms we need, and then we can do that, and that is all the nav we need. And we're sorted on the drift. Bish bash bosh. Oh, until things go wrong. That was that actually made me jump. That was a loud thump. It was quite a sudden failure. Regardless though, oh my god, look at that! It's got like a giant sky crane. Yeah, baby! We got a Mars rover. Check it out. Awesome. Okay. Great stuff. So that frees up a mission slot for us. We're doing the send lander at the moment. It's going to be a little while before we've finished researching the engine and hab module. So let's have a little look-see at what request missions there are. We're going to broadcast satellite. We've got a lot of money now, though. Just need to see something relatively quick. We barely ever use supplementary boosters as well. Let's propose another joint mission with Japan. Venusian weather report. Using specialized components designed by another agency can strengthen diplomatic ties. So every time you use this vehicle upgrade, you get plus 20 reputation with Japan. This would be enough to make us allied, if we're not already allied. Are we? No, not quite. But I think this mission would just about make us allied with Japan. It'd only take 5 months as well, to be fair. And we could do it relatively cheaply. Let's do this one. Let's do the Venetian weather report. Let's get allied with Japan and get the bonuses associated with that. Just standard Venera 9, right? Yeah, that's fine. Actually barely costs anything to build these things anymore. Okay. China shares payload upgrade. Due to your close relationship, China has shared an improvement in guidance software, giving us, oh, better payload reliability. Beautiful. Okay, let's continue researching the Mars engine and hab module. And then we just need to launch the actual crew up to it. And that's it. That's the game. How long until Pluto? Only 15 months, but Philae is 41 months away. Urgh, that's irritating. Can we land on Mars and continue playing? I do want to see that. Like I said, maybe we'll just twiddle our thumbs and complete the tech tree or something. Because I don't think anyone else is even close. As long as we get the mission like ready to launch, then we just just don't launch it, right? Just like schedule it for after Philae. That would be the thing to do, perhaps. Anyway, let's land this hab. So, we're at 3 drift. We need to get to 0, but we're getting +3 every turn, which is quite irritating. And we need a bit of everything. Okay. That fixes the drift. We have 2 commands per turn. Oh, that's irritating. That means pretty much every single turn we have to deal with the 3 drift. Great. So we have to do one of these 2 commands, really, each turn. So we're going to need a lot of data. I mean, we actually need an equal amount of comms and navs. I don't know why I did this one rather than this one. I guess unless we do this twice and then we have a bit more No, we already have 2 more comms than navs, so we could do this one and that would balance it out. But yeah, we should really just be doing this command and getting an equal number of each and getting them both to 10. That was kind of dumb. I didn't really look into the commands close enough. Okay. So we do that. Yeah, oh, it doesn't really matter, I guess. We would have had to do one of these commands an extra number of times anyway, because that would only get us to 9, or both to 12. So I guess that works just fine. I'm just thinking about this. What's the best way of doing it? I think it is just with this one next turn. So yeah, let's do that. Okay. Cool. Let's correct that drift one more time. There we go. And then we just need to get enough data and we're done. Cool. Ta-da! And after the descent. I think it would be nice. There's probably an achievement for building every single building, right? Or completing the entire tech tree. Getting all the bonuses. So that's like 100% the game. As I said, we're not in a huge rush to get to Mars, so we're doing fine. Let's take our time. Complete the game properly. We need a lot of nav and data. The drift isn't varying, so that is nice. Okay. So we need a bit of comms to start with. I use a bit of power, but it doesn't produce any drift, which is nice. The only way to get rid of drift to the right is to do this, which is a bit awkward. So, yeah, let's do that. Oh, we only get 2 commands again. Okay. So when you have fewer commands each turn, you're having to deal with the environmental factors a lot more. So you've got to be careful what you're doing. There we go. I just don't think it's worth doing any commands that produce any drift. Because then we're just going to have to deal with it. Easier to use a slightly less quote-unquote lucrative commands. Right, they don't produce any drift at all. Okay, so... we need some more comms. If we want to keep doing this one. So let's do that. Now let's just do that next turn. Or actually, do that. And then that lets us do that command. Yeah, that's a bit better. Okay. Oh, no, not a 1% failure. That's why we're getting more failures on this 99% reliability payload than we did on the Mars rover. Okay. And that's it. We're done. Payload reliability, man. Makes these missions a whole lot easier. Maybe less exciting, but certainly easier. Yeah! Awesome. We've got our little habitat. And we have our rover. Oh, we got an achievement as well. Prepared. Complete all 4 Mars preparation missions. Awesome. Oh, and we got that bonus to the mission research. I forgot about that. We had to complete it before NASA. But yeah, I don't think NASA's even in this race anymore. Cool. We're already researching missions, so that's awesome. Great, yeah, because we did the payload return. What were the other prep missions? Oh, Mars Accord. That was one as well, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. I think we're fully prepared now, right? Let's have a little look. Yeah, preparation 100%. Readiness progress 94%. Just need to get the experience and the expertise, but chance of mission success average once you've completed the research and everything, we'll be there. We're going to do this perfectly. We have a mission slot, though. More money, never a bad thing, I guess. Particularly since I think this next mission is going to be rather expensive. So, yeah. Let's just do a broadcast satellite. We can do them cheap as chips if we launch them on a shuttle. So let's do that. And we might be expanding the space center as well, as I said. Since we're not in a huge rush to do this Mars mission. No new findings in the dwarf planet study. Oh, okay. We wasted a little bit of money, but that's okay. Weather report payload is complete. Okay. How cheap can we do this? Honestly, yes, just use block D. Can we do it on a Wyvern? Yes, we can. That's going to be the cheaper one, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay. Upgrades. Upgrades, people. Upgrades. Can restart a task once per mission. I don't think this is going to be very difficult. Neutral event is converted into positive event chance. That's a pretty good upgrade. It costs 400k though, actually. So we get the partner discount. I just don't think it's worth the 400k. Just make it even cheaper. Yeah. Okay. Just do it in-house. The name! Gosh, what was the last... Kettlesky, that was it. Kettlesky 5, I think, was the last one. So this is going to be Kettlesky 6. Something that interested me, actually, is that, obviously, Roscosmos is sending more probes to the moon because they're going to be, I believe, theoretically, building a moon base joint with China. The interesting thing about that, though, is that, the last lunar mission was, like Luna 24 or something like that? And then, yeah, it's been... almost 50 years since the last one. And they're calling their next mission Luna 25 or Luna 26, whatever the number is. It just amuses me because, of course, the last lunar mission was while they were still the Soviet Union, but, you know, same space agency, I guess. It's just interesting. Instead of coming up with a new name, it'd be kind of like NASA's Artemis program being called Apollo 18, you know? Maybe not quite akin to that, but I still just find it amusing. Okay, we've finished our Mars lander. Let's design this thing. So, we're going to use a ENSA 2, I think. A bit more expensive, but reliability is much better. So we use that. And then the booster. Do we use the NSA or do we just use the N1 again? So much cheaper. So much more reliable as well. Let's do it. Upgrades. Increase the payload reliability. Yeah. Cool. And this was what the... Was this the habitat that we're launching? I need to double check, actually. I've forgotten what this is. This is the... Oh, this is the lander. This is the lander. Okay. Right. So, you're going to say 2 M1 booster. What do we name it? A rash that lands on you. I guess that would be like a mosquito bite, right? Like an allergic reaction to that, or just like come up with hives. Because, fun fact, I'm actually allergic to my own hair when I have my hair cut. Like, not when it's on my head, but when I have my hair cut, I have to be really careful that none of my own hair lands on me. Because if any of it lands on my neck or under my clothes or anything, and it's pressed against my skin, I get really red and itchy. Fun fact, maybe it's a manifestation of my own self-hatred. Yeah, let's just call it hives. Boom. Sorted. Okay. Commercial site is complete, and a Martian dust storm has been captured. Ah, by the cameras attached to your ground habitat. It's an example of the protective infrastructure the agency is putting in place ahead of a crewed mission. I really am curious to see how the first real life Mars mission will happen. You know, all this time we've always thought that, you know, they'd launch the stuff ahead like we're doing, or maybe build like one giant spacecraft and send it there. Instead, it looks like they're doing Starship. But then, you know, I guess do send the supplies ahead, but then they launch it and then refuel it in orbit and then send that and land next to a bunch of other cargo starships that have already arrived there with the supplies. There's so many different ways that a Mars mission could happen because it's so far away. There's no one correct way of doing it, I guess.
A massive thank you to my patrons and donators for their generous support, and an extra special thank you to the Amazing Steak, Olaf Hammerhand, Madzor, Peter Lushtinets, Delta V, Axel Jensen, Dennis Klomp, Lady Lagsalot, Simone67, Scott Milligan, Harambe, Nicholas Popkus, Wather, Jagnath, Weir, Dreister, Jesse Smith, Lightning Gamer, Elmac, and Nobody Special.